All right, guys. Wow. I guess that's how I would sum up this Tuesday. Quite a bit of news. I was actually stuck at work all day, so I was kind of like just kind of in and out, kind of catching some of this stuff with you nerds. But yeah, so I'm back home now, and I wanted to do a deep dive of the Gamescom little beta trailer here. And so we can kind of just go through this and stop and nitpick a little bit. And then, of course, like always, you guys can kind of jump back in once this is processed and I've got it uploaded. And maybe you can point out anything we've missed. But so yeah, without further ado, let's jump in and take a look. So the first thing I noticed right from the opening scene, little baby ostriches. That's really cool. And this vine that's growing up that support pole right there. And one thing that I really thought was cool from Sylv's live stream earlier in the day, really kind of spotty on it. I kind of had to just catch it in spurts, but I remember him scrolling through an absolute ton of foliage. So that was really, really cool to see. Remember back when they first announced this, I remember I sent out a tweet and I said, for anybody that's creating Planet Zoo, if there's ever a meeting and somebody says, do we have enough foliage? The answer is no, you do not. So maybe they kind of took us serious on that about our need for plants and flowers and trees and bushes and vines and all of that to really kind of make these exhibits how we want, decorate them how we want. And so yes, the foliage has definitely been taken seriously. Little lemurs here, cheetahs. We've got the wildebeest. Love the texture on that bark right there. Let's see, got the little baby warthogs. Another thing too, I've loved this fence ever since I've seen it, or ever since I saw it, on the on one of the, I think it was the Gamescom extended playthrough, or the E3 extended playthrough. Remember we saw that fence in the background of the crocodile exhibit, and I just love how that that metal rebar is almost holding back all of that rock. And look how they've placed the vines on it. Kind of like a little banana type tree here. Really, really cool. And of course, I am loving all of that exposed, the exposed trunk on these trees right here. Really, really cool. Did we miss it? Let's see. Did we miss anything on the right above the orangutan's head? Oh no, that's just glass. So glass, we know we're going to get the really, really tall bamboo. That is really, really awesome. Still yet to really, I don't believe we've seen a female orangutan yet. But hopefully, as the streams go on, I think Rudy and those guys, their first one, the Lady Signer, I think is tomorrow. So I'm sure they'll kind of scroll through a bunch of the animals for us. Let's go ahead and move on here a sec. This kind of looks like the map, the map they've been showing us, because remember over here are where the giraffe kicks that big poop ball, and they kind of pan out over the water and kind of over into the elephant exhibit very quickly, because I remember that little piece of rock right here kind of sticking out, and of course the walkway going across that large body of water there. Really, really beautiful stuff right here. Check out the planters. Remember how they've said a lot of people have said, as far as Planet Coaster goes, they're like, man, it would be really cool if we didn't have to custom make all the planters. It looks like we're going to get those as far as Planet Zoo goes. So really, really awesome on that. And I love these this entrance archway here with that metal. Looks like this time they're we've seen this angle. We've seen this before, just not from that coming underneath that angle. I think it's more bringing us from this side. So really cool to get that underlook there. Got some little baby lemurs you saw back there a minute. There are elephants' balls out there in the water. Have not seen this enrichment item, so that is really cool. The elephant actually will hit that in a second and starts give it a good spin. Got the hippos up here. Really, really cool. Have that kind of above the water type of display. The only thing, like one of the things that I'll see myself doing is I would close this off with a wall down here. Like I probably if I probably wouldn't leave this exposed just on my design style. So I think I would close that because they've got it fenced off right here, so the hippos can't go across there. So I don't think it would stop them from like getting to a bigger pool. So I'll probably wall that off. Let's see, really, really cool. They've got the vines kind of draped over the glass fencing here. And looks like we've got the Jeep track going by right there. Got some really pretty purple plants. Love these big, I think they call them baboa trees, I believe. Really just keep harping back to the foliage in this. I definitely I can't wait to make some kind of big treehouse village with these right here. It's kind of like maybe some of the big supports. Just all kinds of ideas I've got flowing. Cool enrichment item right there for the giraffes because they get a bunch of leaves and a bunch of food up in that. This is from the other side. Remember that first panning shot's like from up in here looking back this way because there's that piece of rock sticking out. So this is like that big, like, look, that poop is still laying there. This is that map that, they've kind of continuously kind of been showing off for these Gamescom and in this E3 footage. I know a lot of people are kind of wanting to see a different biome, but I think this kind of hits their big ticket items for them. That they want to show off right now. So who knows, maybe later on in the week we'll get some different biomes. Here's the wildebeest kind of making their way by their little, there's one out there in the water making their way by their water here. Love the shadows and the lighting in this. Beyond Drew and Jonty and I were talking about just how incredible the lighting looks and kind of like the what they've kind of like the leaps and bounds they've made with the original Planko engine that they developed 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago now, because they obviously the game came out almost 3 years ago, but it was a couple years in development. So you're talking about an engine that's quite a newer version than what they started with. With Planet Coaster. So really, really cool to see them kind of just all around improve on that lighting package. Really cool little baby wildebeest here. Little warthog, wildebeest, warthog. There's some more little babies. That ostrich is booking it through there. Little baby back here, and there's more of their, kind of giving their little shade, their little housing area. These guys are just having fun. Love it. And I noticed this, they put the lemurs a little like a keyboard piano thing in here for them. I thought that was a little weird. And then look at the little baby ones out here. Look how tiny they are. That is just going to be so cool to get a family of these going, especially if you just start off with the mom and dad and like your breeding program like just starts off with those two and then they start having babies, instead of like just buying, instead of like just bringing in a whole family at once, but to actually watch the little lemur family grow. I think that's going to be really, really cool. Going to be really interesting to see how, how attached we're going to be to these animals. I think that is really, really neat. That whole aspect of it, of like raising these little family units. Got the little orangutan here. He's taking a nap. Really, really has a cool presence to them. Stop right here. This is kind of just showing off the piece by piece. And some people were even asking in the video that I posted this morning, saying, do you think you could show us the piece by piece and how that's going to work? Like whenever you get your hands on the game, Stan Wolf? And absolutely. Because, sometimes I have to remember that a lot of you guys may not have ever even touched Planet Coaster or heard of it. Or, so this is going to be completely new to you guys. So that's really interesting to me to kind of get in here and show you what the piece to piece is like and what you're capable of. And the one thing that I would say to any new Planet Zoo players, is when you see the stuff that I'm going to do and a couple of the other people that are a little more seasoned with Planet Coaster are going to do, I would say don't let it get you discouraged. I have a good, 4-year head start on you. So I know how to manipulate the pieces and, just kind of aesthetically what works and what, like I said, I've got a big heads up. I've got a big head start on you. So don't get discouraged when you see kind of the stuff that you'll see come out from me early. I've just had a lot of practice. I'm a huge nerd. I'm a huge Planet franchise nerd. So I've got over 6,000 hours in Planet Coaster. So like I said, just stick with it. And as long as you're having fun, that is absolutely all that matters. So definitely keep that in mind and don't let yourself get discouraged. And here they're kind of dropping us in some little staff members. She jumped over and manned the hot dog hut. This is one of our zookeepers. Really interesting right here. Look, cleaning glass is going to be a part of their job. And then, of course, we've got this really cool looking frog here. That was the first confirmation of this terrarium animal. I don't know what's over here. I know they confirmed the, I believe the yellow anaconda today. Look, this little froggy's got some little buddies down here. But yeah, so that will be a part of their job description as well, is cleaning the glass. So that is really, really cool. Let's see what else they move on to. Veterinarian. Oh, there were so many people hyped about seeing this veterinarian, like kind of taking care of this zebra. That was a big part people were wondering about. Looks like they have a sonogram machine here, x-rays. A couple people were even talking about, is this sloth confirmed here? Little sloth up on the wall, the little poster. And they were talking about this, I think this type of antelope, I believe they were wondering if that will make it in. But just really, really cool to see this kind of attention to detail and actually bringing these animals in for checkups, and maybe we'll get to see operations. I mean, look, they even have the blinds and stuff and the lights. Just really, really cool on that. Yeah, see right here, people were kind of taking some cues from the posters. You got to remember, these guys, we don't miss anything. Whatever you show us, these people are going to pick it apart. I'm sure there's stuff already that I've missed that you guys will be pointing out in the comments section. I'll be like, oh crap, yeah, there it is. Gorgeous, gorgeous Jeeps. Little bit back and forth with people talking about them not being actually manned. People were saying that would be cool if they actually had a driver that had, like, a microphone on him or her, and they kind of did the little spill, kind of like Kilimanjaro Safari style. But still, the whole Jeep ride thing, that just looks gorgeous. And we got the lions here, little cub playing around. Really, really cool. This goes back to that elevated path, kind of where the Jeep truck runs by. We've got the little information sign here. Very Planko-esque, very Planet Coaster-esque. And got these, of course, the enrichment items that we've seen. And the Knoxville Zoo actually has these too, because I saw the zebras using them at the Knoxville Zoo. So that is really, really cool. This is what I put on Twitter earlier too. I said, look, let's see if I can stop it in time. Yep. Oh, the little tortoises, they've got their own little waterfall here. And it looks like this is kind of even spraying water for them, like a little mister. So that is really, really cool. And it's going to be cool to see how long these last in game. Because, these things can live to be over 100 years old. In real life and in captivity. So really going to be neat to see how long these guys stick around for in-game hours. And these guys are probably going to be with us for a long time. I'm sure it's probably going to be pretty emotional when one of these passes away, as I think our other animals. Like I said, I don't know about you guys, but I am going to be attached to this. I'm going to have a lot of time invested in this. Really, really fun series I have planned. But I think it's going to be kind of sad, especially because I'll know when stuff dies, before you will. So if we have one of these tortoises that maybe have been with us for 20 or 30 episodes, and I'm just at home kind of playing and, maybe getting you a video ready, and all of a sudden she dies, like that is going to be a pretty powerful, you know, pretty sad moment, I think, in terms of our recording and letting you guys know, hey, this, you know, my tortoise, she actually passed away on Tuesday before I could even record the video. So, you know, I think it's going to be really, really interesting stuff like that, just to that whole dynamic, because, you know, when a coaster breaks down or I add a new restaurant into the game, you know, it's cool and everybody looks at it, but nobody really cares past that. But with an animal that like you and I have like invested time in, and you come back to check up on within my park, and all of a sudden they're gone, that is going to be pretty powerful, pretty emotional stuff. So that is something else I'm kind of looking forward to as well. Really, really interesting stuff. And little baby warthog, little baby cheetahs are back there. Hippo is wallowing in the mud. Little baby lemur right here. Their little enrichment items. They've got a ton of enrichment items in here for them. This guy's like, can I help you? Let's see. Little orangutan here. He's kind of picking at little nuts and stuff. And to wrap it up, they have the little baby come up and blast this ball. So yeah, that is it, guys. September 24th cannot get here soon enough. Before my boss even got to work this morning, I sent her a text and I said, hey, do you have anything going on September 24th? It's a Tuesday. I don't think anything major's going on, but as long as you're going to be around, is there any way I can have that day off? She's like, hey, go for it. I don't mind. It's just a Tuesday. So, yes, I have already requested that day off, so don't forget to subscribe and bring your butts back here and watch me play that beta live on the 24th. I don't know. It depends on how long it takes for it to come out, because, you know, here on my time, I might be sitting here at 10, 11 o'clock in the day, and it might still not have dropped yet on Steam. So I may take that Tuesday and Wednesday off, because at least then I'll know we'll have all day Wednesday to get stuff recorded and gameplay and stuff like that recorded for you guys. So anyways, yeah, I'm S. Dan Wolf. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me. Don't forget to smash that like button if you end up enjoying this video. And yeah, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Thank you. See you.